Productivity and Life Balance, written and published by Sonic Tome. There are moments when we find ourselves caught in a whirlwind of relentless pursuit, eyes fixed on a distant horizon, believing that fulfillment lies just beyond the next milestone. But what if the true essence of living isn't found in crossing that finish line, but in the dance of each step, in the pauses between breaths, and in the small victories that may not make the headlines but create the fabric of our lives? Every day we walk through a landscape of ordinary moments that hold the power to become extraordinary. They don't demand grand gestures or dramatic shifts. They simply invite us to notice, to pause and feel the weight of the morning sun on our skin, the quiet satisfaction of a conversation that lingers, or the gentle hum of contentment that comes from a job well done. These moments are fleeting, almost invisible when we're focused only on the chase. Yet, they are where life truly unfolds, where purpose and peace find their roots. To savor the journey means refusing to be a spectator in the theater of your own life. It's choosing to step into the story you're living, noticing the characters around you, and being aware of the scenes that pass with the same attention you'd give a masterpiece. It's about recognizing that each day is more than just a marker on the calendar. It's a scene in the saga that shapes who you are and who you will become. So what if you shifted your perspective from the relentless pursuit of an elusive destination to the act of embracing each moment as it comes? What would you discover when you allow yourself the space to fully experience the now, with all its imperfections and glories? There's a world of richness waiting to be explored, right where you stand, and it begins when you start savoring the journey itself. Chapter 1. The Core of Purposeful Living. Purpose is the invisible force that propels you through life. It's the silent voice that guides your decisions, shapes your actions, and steers your path when external noise tries to drown out your direction. Discovering this core purpose doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey that asks you to question, reflect, and explore deeper truths about who you are and what truly matters. To start, identify the moments that spark a sense of fulfillment. What activities make time feel irrelevant? When do you feel that spark of alignment between your actions and your inner self? This isn't about the external accolades or achievements, but about that quiet contentment that settles into your bones when you're operating in sync with your core. The path to purposeful living also requires an honest look at your priorities. It's easy to fill a schedule with obligations that seem important but don't resonate with your deeper aspirations. Prioritizing becomes an act of self-respect, a reminder that your time is limited and should reflect what you value most. There's power in being selective with your engagements and recognizing that saying no to what doesn't align is not an act of rejection, but a step toward honoring your true self. Purpose reveals itself not only in the grand visions, but also in the smallest moments. It's the choice to spend an afternoon helping a friend in need, or to take a quiet moment for reflection in the middle of a busy day. These small choices, repeated over time, add up to a life of substance. They help create a sense of ownership over your story and a profound sense of fulfillment that can't be replicated by external success alone. When you understand what drives you, it changes the way you interact with the world. You begin to see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to test your resilience and grow stronger in your pursuit. Every setback becomes part of your narrative, a chapter that contributes to the richness of your story. You become more adept at finding meaning in the mundane, seeing the purpose behind the repetitive tasks and routine challenges. Living with purpose involves recognizing that it's not only about what you achieve, but who you become through the pursuit. It's about embodying values that resonate with your inner truth and letting those values inform your decisions. This deeper alignment invites a sense of peace and balance. The stress that once felt overwhelming starts to dissipate, replaced by the confidence that you are moving in the direction that's right for you. Purposeful living also calls for courage, the courage to step off the beaten path when it no longer serves your growth. It's not always easy to make choices that might appear unconventional to others, but these are the moments that shape your unique journey. The external world is full of noise, expectations, and standards that may or may not resonate with your truth. The practice of living purposefully requires tuning out these distractions and listening to that inner voice, even if it whispers against the loud, chaotic symphony of society. Embracing this approach invites a kind of inner clarity that allows you to navigate life's twists and turns with intention. Your daily actions become an extension of your purpose, each decision a deliberate step toward a more meaningful existence. And with this clarity, you find the strength to stand firm in your convictions and find joy in the pursuit itself, rather than just the end result. Finding and living your purpose transforms every moment into an opportunity to deepen that connection, to say, "This is where I belong, and this is what I am meant to do." It's not just an end game, but an ongoing commitment to showing up as the truest version of yourself every single day. Chapter 2. The Art of Focusing Energy. Focusing energy is more than just directing your attention. It's a practice of understanding what deserves your best efforts and shielding your mind from distractions that drain your potential. When energy is focused, it becomes a powerful tool capable of transforming aspirations into tangible outcomes. This isn't about rigidly controlling every moment. It's about cultivating an awareness that keeps you aligned with your most important goals. First, recognize that energy is finite and precious. The ability to prioritize where you invest your mental and emotional resources is what sets apart those who make real progress from those who only spin their wheels. It's essential to distinguish between tasks that contribute to long-term fulfillment and those that offer only fleeting satisfaction or quick fixes. This requires more than just making lists. It's about understanding the underlying value of each action and asking, will this move me closer to where I want to be? One of the most effective ways to keep your energy aligned is by creating moments of deep focus, where you can engage fully with a task without interruption. This could mean setting boundaries with your environment, putting your phone on silent, closing unnecessary tabs, or choosing a space that supports concentration. But it's also about training your mind to enter these pockets of deep focus and stay there, even when the urge to switch tasks or check updates creeps in. Mindfulness is a cornerstone of harnessing energy. It's not just a buzzword, but a practice that helps you bring attention back to the present moment, allowing you to see distractions for what they are, temptations that siphon off your power. When you catch yourself veering off track, pause and take a few deep breaths. These moments of pause can act like reset buttons, shifting you back into a state where energy flows freely into meaningful work. A key to maintaining energy is understanding the rhythms of your own body and mind. Everyone has natural periods of peak focus, often referred to as energy windows. This could be early in the morning for some, while others might find their most creative and productive moments come late at night. Identifying these windows and scheduling tasks accordingly ensures that you're channeling your strongest energy toward the most significant work. Embrace these cycles and don't fight against them. When your mind is in its prime state, use it to push through challenging tasks that require intense focus. Equally important is the art of intentional breaks. Energy isn't sustained solely by work. It's replenished during moments of rest. The break doesn't need to be long, but it should be genuine. This could mean stepping outside to get some fresh air, moving your body in a short workout, or even engaging in a simple mindfulness exercise. These small interludes create a reservoir of energy, so you can return to your work with renewed vigor and a clearer perspective. Energy also flows more smoothly when it's channeled through goals that are genuinely meaningful to you. When your tasks are tied to a larger purpose, they feel less like obligations and more like expressions of your values. The energy required to complete them is less likely to feel like a burden because it's aligned with something that energizes you internally. This deeper connection can be the difference between working on autopilot and being fully immersed in your efforts. Another powerful practice is reducing the clutter in your environment. This goes beyond just a tidy desk. It's about clearing mental clutter as well. The more chaotic your surroundings, the more your energy is dispersed, making it harder to focus. Streamline your workspace, limit multitasking, and bring clarity to your schedule so that each action can be carried out with intention. Finally, harnessing your energy means learning to say no. Every time you say yes to a commitment that doesn't align with your true priorities, you're diverting energy that could be better spent on what matters. Recognizing that it's okay to decline, and that doing so does not make you less capable or valuable, is an essential skill. It's an acknowledgement that your energy is a finite resource, and investing it wisely requires boundaries. Focusing your energy is a dynamic practice, one that evolves as you do. It's about finding that delicate balance where effort meets ease, where distractions fall away, and where each action is infused with purpose and intention. Chapter 3. Rethinking Time's Value. Time is a resource that many treat as though it can be replenished, but it's one of the few things that, once lost, cannot be regained. To maximize the impact of each hour, we must shift our mindset from viewing time as a finite sequence of moments to seeing it as an ever-present opportunity to create meaningful experiences. It's not about squeezing productivity out of every minute, but rather understanding how to make time work for you in ways that align with your goals and enrich your life. Begin by recognizing that being busy is not the same as being productive. We live in a world that glorifies overscheduling and relentless activity, but true progress comes from intentionality. Take a step back and evaluate how you currently spend your hours. Are you engaged in activities that move you forward, or are you simply filling your day with tasks that give the illusion of progress? Maximizing time's value starts with awareness, identifying where your time truly goes and making conscious choices about how you spend it. To maximize impact, focus on what truly matters. This involves discerning between activities that are essential and those that are merely noise. Prioritize tasks that align with your values and long-term vision, rather than those that merely seem urgent. The art of prioritization isn't about completing everything. It's about completing what truly matters. When you find yourself caught up in the whirlwind of day-to-day obligations, pause and ask yourself, does this contribute to my greater purpose? Another way to maximize the impact of each hour is to practice deep, uninterrupted engagement with the task at hand. The quality of focus you bring to your work can elevate its value exponentially. It's easy to believe that multitasking is a skill that boosts productivity, but research shows that our brains are far more effective when we channel energy into one focused endeavor at a time. Schedule blocks of time dedicated to single tasks and commit to them fully. During these periods, turn off distractions, close unnecessary tabs, and let go of the impulse to check your phone. This kind of focus doesn't just get the job done, it creates space for insights and creativity to emerge. Equally significant is learning to say no without guilt. When you choose to say yes to everything, you spread your time too thin, and you end up with a schedule that leaves little room for the activities that are truly important. Saying no is an act of self-respect and prioritization, ensuring that your time is reserved for what aligns with your purpose. It's a skill that, once developed, helps you set boundaries and protect your hours from being hijacked by the demands of others. Don't forget that time spent in rest and rejuvenation is just as important as time spent in action. Too often, rest is seen as a luxury rather than a necessity, but it's in these moments of pause that the mind recharges and the body restores its energy. This rest is what allows for clearer thinking and better decision-making when you return to your tasks. A well-balanced schedule should not be one that crams in endless work, but one that allows for rhythms of activity and restoration. Reframe your relationship with time by shifting from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. Instead of thinking, I don't have enough time, think, I have the time I need to focus on what matters most. This change in perspective allows you to move away from reactive patterns where you feel dictated by the clock, to a proactive approach where you make time your ally. When you act with intention, each moment has the potential to contribute to your growth and well-being. Adopt rituals and practices that bring structure to your day while leaving room for flexibility. These rituals could be as simple as setting a morning intention, spending the first 30 minutes of your day in reflection or meditation, or having a ritual for transitioning between tasks. Such practices can help you maintain a sense of calm and purpose, reducing the frantic rush that comes from an unplanned day. Embrace the idea that time well spent doesn't need to be productive in the conventional sense. Sometimes the most valuable use of time is to connect deeply with loved ones, to immerse yourself in a passion, or to simply be present with yourself. These moments are not interruptions. They are essential parts of a balanced life. The real value of time lies in the meaning you infuse into it. As you move through your day, be intentional with your choices. Let each hour reflect your priorities and contribute to the person you wish to become. When time is seen as an investment rather than a fleeting commodity, you find that each hour holds its own power, waiting for you to shape it into something extraordinary. Chapter 4. Living in harmony with priorities. The essence of living a life of harmony lies in the alignment of your tasks with your true intentions. It is far too easy to become swept up in the noise of everyday demands, only to realize that you have spent more energy on obligations that do not reflect what you truly value. To live in harmony with your priorities, you must first become deeply aware of what those priorities truly are. This understanding is not a fleeting insight, but a continual practice of tuning into your values and consistently checking your actions against them. Start by identifying your core intentions, the deeper reasons behind why you do what you do. This is not about listing what is on your to-do list, but connecting with the underlying why. Ask yourself questions that go beyond the surface. Why do I want to achieve this goal? What will this accomplish in the grand scheme of my life? This reflective practice helps you shift from a reactionary approach to one where your actions are deliberate and meaningful. Living in harmony requires conscious decision-making. When faced with a new task or responsibility, take a moment to evaluate whether it aligns with your true priorities. It's easy to say yes out of habit, guilt, or a fear of missing out, but doing so without discernment leads to a life filled with obligations that don't nurture your deeper intentions. The art of discerning what truly matters comes from an honest assessment of how each task contributes to your broader purpose. This might mean stepping back from some commitments, choosing to let go of obligations that are not aligned, and setting clear boundaries that reflect your commitment to your values. Create a framework for your daily life that is rooted in prioritization. Consider adopting a method where you begin each day with a brief, focused review. Before diving into your schedule, take 5 minutes to remind yourself of your most important intentions. Reflect on what you aim to accomplish, not just in terms of tasks, but in how you wish to show up in the world, whether that's being present, kind, or committed to personal growth. This small ritual can be a powerful anchor, recalibrating your mindset and keeping you aligned throughout the day. Another essential strategy is to build your day around the most impactful tasks first. This is not about a simple to-do list, but a strategic alignment that sets the tone for your actions. Block out time for the high-priority items when you are at your peak energy. Tackle these tasks with full focus, knowing that these are the moments where your energy will make the most difference. Once these key activities are complete, you will carry a sense of accomplishment that makes it easier to approach less significant tasks with the same intentionality. Learn to spot distractions and the subtle ways they divert your attention from what matters. Whether it's the lure of constant notifications, the habit of multitasking, or the need to fill silence with noise, these patterns can pull you away from your true priorities. Break free from the notion that constant activity equates to progress. Instead, approach your day with the understanding that focused, uninterrupted work is where true impact lies. It's not just about getting things done. It's about the quality of what you accomplish and the meaning you derive from it. Effective prioritization also involves an understanding of what to say no to. Many people struggle with this, but learning to say no is not an act of rejection. It's a powerful statement of what you are choosing to stand for. By saying no, you create the space necessary for tasks and opportunities that resonate with your core values. This might mean declining additional work that does not align with your main objectives, letting go of activities that drain you without adding value, or simply choosing to spend your time in ways that support your vision. It's also crucial to recognize that priorities are not static. Life changes, and so do your intentions and values. What might have been a priority last year or even last month may not hold the same weight now. Regularly revisiting your goals and intentions allows you to remain flexible and adapt without losing sight of what truly matters. This ongoing process of reflection and realignment ensures that your actions are in harmony with your deeper purpose, creating a life that is lived with intention and fulfillment. Take moments throughout your day to check in with yourself. Pause and assess whether what you are currently doing aligns with what you want to be doing. This simple practice of self-checking can help you steer your focus back to what matters, maintain your momentum, and ensure that your daily efforts contribute to your long-term vision. It's not just about getting things done. It's about living in a way that feels authentic and meaningful. Ultimately, living in harmony with your priorities is about being deliberate. It is about making choices that reflect who you are and who you want to be. When you let go of distractions and align your tasks with your true intentions, you move through life with purpose, resilience, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. Chapter 5. Embracing Flexibility and Adaptation. Life in all its complexity is not just a path laid out with clear signposts, but rather a journey filled with sudden turns, uncharted routes, and unforeseen roadblocks. The ability to navigate these moments without losing sight of your core goals is what truly defines resilience. Embracing flexibility does not mean surrendering to chaos. It means finding the balance between holding on to your values and adjusting your methods when circumstances demand it. This mindset opens doors to new possibilities, teaching you that growth often comes from stepping into the unknown. One of the most powerful tools you can develop is the art of observation. Instead of reacting impulsively to change, take a moment to assess the new reality before deciding on your next step. This pause is not just about gathering your thoughts. It's an opportunity to understand the context, identify shifting priorities, and explore creative solutions. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest path that suddenly splits into two. The temptation is to rush ahead, choosing the path that seems easiest or most familiar. However, pausing and surveying both options could reveal that one route, while more challenging, holds greater promise. This adaptability often hinges on how well you understand the bigger picture. It's easy to get caught up in the minutiae of the moment, the setbacks, the frustrations, the "I can't do this anymore" moments. But when you reconnect with why you started the journey in the first place, you realize that the destination is not just a fixed point, but a reflection of your evolving aspirations. Flexibility is the bridge that allows you to align with your intentions when faced with the unexpected. A key aspect of this practice is learning to embrace discomfort. Growth rarely happens when everything is comfortable and predictable. It's the moments of uncertainty, the times when your plans fall apart, that provide you with a true test of your resolve. When faced with these challenges, try to shift your perspective from seeing them as obstacles to seeing them as opportunities for realignment. Ask yourself, how can this moment help me move forward, even if the path looks different? This question opens up a space for innovative thinking and fuels your resilience. There is also great strength in accepting imperfection. Not every decision will lead to the result you envisioned, and that's not only okay, it's essential for growth. When things don't go as planned, avoid the trap of harsh self-criticism. Instead, treat mistakes and detours as lessons that contribute to your overall journey. The most successful people are not those who avoid mistakes, but those who understand how to respond when they occur. Adaptation doesn't mean forgetting your core beliefs. It means finding new, sometimes unconventional ways to live them out. Life will throw challenges your way, ones that might force you to reevaluate and adjust your strategies. But when you learn to stay flexible, you don't just move forward with your plans intact. You move forward wiser, more equipped, and more prepared for whatever lies ahead. You become the navigator who knows that even the most intricate maps are meant to be rewritten, and that the journey is as valuable as the destination itself. Chapter 6. The Power of Strategic Pauses. In the hustle of daily life, the idea of taking a break can seem counterintuitive. We're often caught in a cycle of continuous action, driven by the need to accomplish, achieve, and keep moving. But moments of rest and reflection are not luxuries. They are necessities. Strategic pauses, when used thoughtfully, have the power to recharge your mind, sharpen your focus, and renew your drive. They allow you to step back from the constant push and gain a clearer perspective on your path forward. Think of a high-stakes game of chess. Every move is calculated, every strategy carefully thought out. However, even the most experienced players know the importance of taking a moment to consider their next move rather than rushing into the next action. Similarly, in life, pausing provides that essential moment to reassess, recalibrate, and set intentions. When you pause, you give yourself the space to reflect on your goals and the methods you're using to reach them, enabling you to make better, more informed decisions. Reflection during these pauses isn't just about stepping away from work or tasks, it's about reconnecting with your deeper sense of purpose. This practice helps to remind you why you started on this journey in the first place, giving you a renewed sense of motivation when you return to your tasks. It can be as simple as taking a quiet walk, sitting in a moment of silence, or even journaling your thoughts. It's in these moments that insights emerge, an idea you hadn't considered before, a solution to a problem that had seemed insurmountable, or the realization that you've lost sight of your priorities. Strategic pauses also allow you to tap into your creative energy. Our best ideas don't always come when we're in the middle of a project or engaged in work. They often come when we're resting, doing something entirely unrelated to the task at hand. Taking a step back gives your subconscious the opportunity to process information, connect dots, and find innovative ways to approach challenges. It's as if your mind takes a breath and clears out the clutter, allowing space for new and fresh thinking. An essential part of taking these pauses is resisting the pressure to fill them with more activity. It's tempting to use every spare moment for productivity, whether it's checking emails, making calls, or planning your next task. But true rest is different. It's about embracing stillness, allowing yourself to exist in the present without any agenda. This is where you can truly reconnect with your inner self and acknowledge any emotional or mental fatigue that may have built up. It's a moment to listen to what your body and mind are telling you, whether it's that you need to slow down, adjust your approach, or celebrate how far you've come. Sustaining energy over the long term isn't about pushing through every challenge without pause. It's about recognizing when it's time to step back and allow for a moment of restoration. Those who master the power of strategic pauses find that they are not only more productive but more fulfilled. They understand that true progress is not linear. It has its peaks and valleys, its moments of action, and moments of rest. The secret is knowing when to push forward and when to let go, creating a rhythm that supports sustained success and well-being. Chapter 7. Integrating well-being into daily routines. The essence of well-being lies in the balance that we weave into our lives, turning it from a fleeting concept into a steady, continuous practice. To achieve harmony among mind, body, and spirit, it's not enough to plan occasional moments of wellness. True integration requires a thoughtful approach that meshes seamlessly with our daily activities. This isn't just about fitting in exercise or setting aside time for meditation. It's about creating a rhythm that respects each aspect of our being while driving us forward towards our goals. Start with understanding how your daily tasks affect your energy and focus. Notice how different activities leave you feeling. For instance, a fast-paced morning filled with back-to-back meetings might drain your creativity, while an hour spent in quiet reflection with a journal can reignite inspiration. The key is recognizing these fluctuations and choosing to build in moments that sustain rather than deplete you. The practice of well-being starts with small, deliberate choices. It could be as simple as incorporating stretches or deep breathing exercises between tasks to clear your mind and reset your body. These moments, though brief, cultivate an awareness of the present and foster a sense of control over your day. The human body thrives on routine, and when you make space for well-being, it becomes an anchor rather than an afterthought. Let go of the notion that well-being is something reserved for weekends or special occasions. Integrate elements that nourish you right where you are. A nutritious snack at your desk, for instance, isn't just fuel. It's a reminder that you deserve to feel well, no matter what your schedule looks like. Small gestures add up. They become the fabric of a balanced day where you're moving, breathing, and engaging in ways that support not just productivity but holistic wellness. Mindful transitions between tasks help too. When moving from a demanding project to a creative one, take a few moments to breathe and observe your surroundings. Listen to calming music, step outside for a moment of fresh air, or simply close your eyes and refocus. These transitions make the shift smoother and more intentional, preventing burnout before it begins. Mental space is as important as physical movement. Practice setting boundaries between work and personal life, even in a day filled with responsibilities. This could be as simple as designating a time to step away from screens and re-engage with hobbies, loved ones, or quiet reflection. Boundaries keep you from feeling fragmented and maintain your mental stamina, ensuring you have energy for the priorities that matter most. Well-being extends beyond solitary acts. It's supported by our interactions. Conversations that energize and uplift are just as important as moments of solitude. Seek out people who inspire you, challenge you, and make you laugh. The human connection is vital for a sense of belonging and emotional balance. When you cultivate relationships that nurture you, you reinforce the well-being of your spirit. Ultimately, integrating well-being into your routines requires viewing it as an ongoing journey, not a destination. Recognize that every day brings new opportunities to adjust, reflect, and make conscious decisions that honor the interconnectedness of your mind, body, and spirit. By cultivating a lifestyle that consistently prioritizes well-being, you not only enhance your daily experience, but build the resilience and clarity needed to thrive. Chapter 8. The Balance Between Doing and Being. There is an innate rhythm within life that goes beyond the simple act of action and the notion of inaction. It's the pulse that lives in the spaces between our tasks, in the moments we pause, and in the quiet that follows effort. Balancing the act of doing with the state of being is less about managing time, and more about tuning into the subtle cues of our inner selves. Doing, the action-driven part of our lives, is where we build, create, achieve, and progress. It's in this space that we feel the thrill of accomplishment and the satisfaction of milestones reached. But doing, when left unchecked, can leave us feeling scattered, overwhelmed, and even disconnected from ourselves. This state of constant action can create an illusion of progress without the accompanying peace of mind or fulfillment. Being, on the other hand, is the art of presence. It's the silent acknowledgement of the now, where we embrace the moments without judgment or expectation. This is where we reconnect with the depth of who we are, separate from our productivity or output. Being is not passive. It is active in its stillness, as it requires a heightened sense of awareness and a willingness to simply experience life as it unfolds. To navigate the balance between doing and being, start by cultivating moments of intentional pause throughout your day. These moments need not be long or drawn out. They can be as simple as a deep breath before moving into a new task, or a mindful walk that lets you take in your surroundings without the urge to rush. Notice how your body feels, the subtle tension in your shoulders, or the racing of your thoughts, and let that awareness inform your next step. Learn to listen to what your mind and body are communicating. If you notice signs of exhaustion or tension, acknowledge them and grant yourself permission to pause. It's essential to reframe the concept of productivity. Productivity is not merely the act of crossing items off a list. It's the ability to move with clarity, knowing when to engage and when to withdraw. By incorporating moments of being, you can create a life where doing is sustainable and grounded in purpose. Integrate practices that nurture your inner state, meditation, journaling, or simply sitting with a warm cup of tea and letting your thoughts settle like leaves in a pond. These moments help restore energy, recalibrate your focus, and allow you to approach your goals with renewed vigor. Think of this balance as a dance, sometimes rapid, filled with swift movements and intricate steps. Other times, slow and deliberate, embracing the space between beats. Recognize that you are not bound to one mode. Each has its place, and each serves to create a fuller, richer life. When you embody both doing and being, your actions are fueled by clarity and purpose, while your moments of being enrich your soul and provide the foundation from which your most genuine, creative, and impactful work can emerge. Chapter 9. Mastering the skill of saying no. In a world that thrives on constant connectivity and endless demands, the ability to say no is not just a skill, but a necessary tool for preserving your well-being and focus. Yet, so often we find ourselves agreeing to obligations and tasks that stretch us thin, leaving us fatigued and overwhelmed. Mastering the art of saying no is about more than simply refusing requests. It's about protecting the space that allows you to be your best self. To start, it is essential to identify what truly matters to you and what aligns with your values and goals. When you understand your priorities, saying no becomes a natural response to anything that does not contribute to your vision. This isn't about being obstinate or dismissive. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are finite resources. Each moment spent on something that doesn't align with your intentions is a moment not invested in your personal growth or your purpose. The act of saying no requires clarity and confidence. It begins with understanding that no is not a word of rejection, but an affirmation of your boundaries. It can be difficult to embrace this idea, especially when social expectations, professional pressures, or the desire to be liked push against our instincts. We fear disappointing others or damaging relationships. But in reality, saying no respectfully and with purpose can actually strengthen trust and respect. When you honor your own needs, you set a precedent that encourages others to respect their own boundaries as well. Communicating your decision doesn't have to be complicated. Simple, honest responses are often the most powerful. Phrases like, "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I'm unable to commit to this at the moment," or, "I need to focus on my current priorities and won't be able to take this on," can go a long way. The key is to be firm without being apologetic, as excessive justification can weaken your stance and lead to further negotiation or guilt. The discomfort that comes with saying no often stems from a deeply ingrained habit of people-pleasing or a fear of missing out. Overcoming this requires a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing a refusal as a negative, reframe it as an act of self-care and a commitment to your long-term health and goals. It's a practice of respect for your time, your goals, and the relationships that truly matter. There are also practical strategies to help build this skill. Start small. Practice saying no to minor requests or low-priority activities. Notice how it feels and how you respond to any discomfort that may arise. Gradually, you will grow more comfortable asserting your boundaries in larger, more significant situations. It's about finding the balance between generosity and preservation, where your willingness to help is matched by your awareness of your limits. Mastering the skill of saying no is also about recognizing the energy you have in different aspects of your life. When you commit to tasks that don't serve your true purpose, you dilute your focus and exhaust your resources. Saying no allows you to channel your energy into the pursuits that matter, whether that means dedicating time to your passions, prioritizing family moments, or simply giving yourself space to rest. Ultimately, saying no is an act of personal power. It declares that your time is valuable and that you are intentional with where it goes. This skill, once developed, not only helps you maintain balance but empowers you to live a life that reflects who you truly are. A life of purpose, focus, and authenticity. Chapter 10. The ripple effect of small changes. Life is made up of moments that, on their own, seem insignificant. Yet, when these moments stack up, they form a powerful force capable of altering the trajectory of our lives. The beauty lies in the fact that it doesn't take monumental shifts or sweeping upheavals to create lasting transformation. Often, the most profound changes begin with the smallest of steps, tiny, deliberate actions that might go unnoticed, but over time, build into something substantial. Picture a pebble dropped into a still pond. At first, the impact is subtle, barely more than a ripple. But as those waves move outward, they touch the edges of the water, creating a pattern that expands and connects with everything in its path. Similarly, our small choices, whether it's choosing to start the day with gratitude, setting aside time for a simple act of kindness, or incorporating a few minutes of mindfulness, send ripples through our lives, influencing the way we think, feel, and act. The key to harnessing the power of small changes lies in consistency. A small change repeated daily builds momentum, becoming a habit, and habits form the foundation of our character. Imagine the cumulative impact of reading a few pages of a book each day, or dedicating 5 minutes to stretching each morning. These practices may seem trivial in the moment, but over time, they weave themselves into the fabric of our lives, shaping us in ways we couldn't have anticipated. Embracing small changes is also an invitation to shed the illusion that we need to start big or not start at all. It's a shift in perspective, understanding that progress is a mosaic made of countless tiny pieces. These minor adjustments can act as anchors, grounding us amidst chaos and giving us the stability to navigate uncertainty. When we recognize that a series of small, intentional changes can shift the tide of our reality, we become more empowered to pursue them, knowing that each one carries the potential for a breakthrough. One of the most significant aspects of this journey is the idea of compounding effort. Just as interest builds on money in a savings account, small positive actions compound over time, building on each other until they form a solid foundation. This principle isn't confined to grand ambitions like career achievements or wealth accumulation. It works equally well in nurturing relationships, improving personal skills, or enhancing well-being. It's the accumulated energy of small acts that, unnoticed at first, lead to breakthroughs that are larger than the sum of their parts. Change is often feared for its unpredictability and the discomfort it can bring. But small changes are gentle, yet powerful. They allow us to grow without the jarring impact of dramatic shifts, creating a pathway that feels natural and less intimidating. Over time, these subtle shifts cultivate resilience and adaptability, qualities that prepare us for more significant challenges. They remind us that we are capable of evolving, one tiny step at a time. Our daily routines can become the very playground for these small changes. It could mean pausing before replying in a conversation to choose words that uplift, starting meetings with a moment of silence to center the mind, or deciding to take the stairs instead of the elevator. These changes don't scream for attention. They don't demand applause. But their power lies in their consistency and in the belief that our moments, no matter how small, are shaping our future. So the next time you feel the urge to overhaul your life or make a significant change, start with one small act. Something that doesn't require a grand gesture but has the potential to build and inspire. Notice how that simple decision grows and interlaces into your daily life, becoming part of your new reality. It's in these small, persistent waves that real, lasting transformation happens. A transformation that starts with a ripple and ends in a powerful current that carries you forward. Chapter 11. Savoring the Journey. There is a special kind of joy found not only in reaching the destination, but in the daily steps that carry us there. Often we become so consumed with the end goal, the big success, the life-changing breakthrough, that we miss the richness embedded in each step along the way. Yet, life unfolds in the moments between aspirations and achievements. It is here, in the unfolding story of effort and growth, that we find the deepest sense of fulfillment. To truly savor the journey, we must first learn to shift our focus from the rush of achievement to the details of the present. It's about stopping to recognize the small wins, the quiet moments of clarity, and even the struggles that make us stronger. When we acknowledge the importance of these moments, we invite a profound sense of gratitude into our lives. This isn't a passive observation. It's an active choice to live in harmony with what's happening now, to be fully present and appreciate the effort, the lessons, and the emotions that come with it. Embracing the journey means understanding that progress isn't always linear, and it doesn't always look like a chart with steady upward trends. There are valleys of doubt, peaks of triumph, and plateaus of routine where the growth is subtle, almost imperceptible. Each of these phases holds its own treasure. Whether it's learning patience during the slow climb, building resilience in the face of setbacks, or celebrating the beauty of the process itself. Our minds tend to crave the certainty that comes with knowing what comes next. But life is richer when we let go of that craving and learn to dance with the unexpected. True fulfillment comes when we learn to value the raw, imperfect, and sometimes frustrating moments as much as we do the celebrations. It's in these spaces where resilience is forged and where deep, lasting change occurs. For example, a simple task done mindfully, whether it's preparing a meal, taking a walk, or working on a project, can become a source of quiet joy when approached with attention and presence. There is beauty in the act of doing, in the effort that shapes our character, and in the quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing we are moving forward, however slowly. When you begin to savor the journey, you start to notice the world with new eyes. You see how much you've already grown, how much you've learned, and how every small detail contributes to your overarching vision. The journey is where life truly happens. It's where we form connections, cultivate resilience, learn to navigate uncertainty, and discover the depths of our own capacity. It is here, in the space between desires and outcomes, that we craft a life full of richness and meaning. Conclusion. The end of a journey is never truly an end. It's a new beginning that holds the echoes of every step you took to get there. It's in those moments of reflection, the pause that invites you to look back, appreciate the lessons, and cherish the growth, where true understanding resides. You have learned that every experience, whether filled with joy or fraught with challenge, adds its voice to your story, shaping not just what you have achieved, but who you have become. This is the beauty of savoring the journey, realizing that the destination is only a point on a continuum, a snapshot in a life that is meant to be fully lived, moment by moment. The richest experiences aren't found at the summit. They are in the quiet moments, in the laughter shared, in the small victories that build up and lead to larger transformations. As you step forward, remember that fulfillment is not found in rushing to the next milestone, but in allowing each moment to be exactly what it is, a gift. Let your heart be open to the moments still ahead. Hold fast to the wisdom that life is never just a race to be won. It's a dance to be relished. Each breath you take holds the power to remind you that progress is more than reaching a goal. It is being present, fully aware, and truly grateful. So when you look back, let your journey be more than a trail of accomplishments. Let it be a tapestry of moments that brought you closer to yourself and to the essence of what it means to truly live.